Welcome to Dayline. I'm Rick Titball. Thank you for joining us again. Today I have a great guest from the paramotoring community. His name is Marc Amenson, and we're going to be talking a little bit about the sport and where it's going. So, Marc, here it says that you fly a Blackhawk, you are into power paragliding, and you have 2 kids, and you live in the Wisconsin area. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Well, a little bit about myself. I am from Green Bay, Wisconsin. I grew up in the area. And when I was younger, I played a lot of baseball. I did things kids always like. Started racing dirt bikes when I was in my teenage years. Had an absolute blast with racing some dirt bike. That was a great time. And eventually phased out of that. Got a family, moved out to the country here, and run a photography business and teach photography at the college. And then found flying. Okay, that's great. Next up, so you're flying these power paragliders. Could you describe to the audience what exactly is powered paragliding or paramotor or PPG? Give us a summary of what this is actually all about. Well, powered paragliding is a sport that's really not regulated too much. There's certain rules that you have to follow. Once you know those in airspace law, it's all about learning safety. The principle is you have a paragliding wing, which have been around for 30 years. People have been jumping off ridges and riding up on thermals. But now in these flat areas, you're able to go flying because you put a motor on your back, which increases your angle of attack for your wing. The wing or the paraglider up above you is going to be what produces your lift, and you pendulum hang underneath there. By properly timing it, running forward, getting the wing above your head running, you're able to either foot launch with your legs or use a cart. So anyone can fly? Yes. Well, honey, it looks like I know what I'm getting for Christmas, right? Okay, well, you've been on YouTube now for a little bit over a month. Explain some of your YouTube success that you've been having. Yeah, my YouTube success, I would contribute it to just making a lot of content frequently and making something that people would like to watch. I really truly just go with the principle of, is this something that I will show my kids one day or look back at and go, that documented the time in my life pretty accurately? Would they be able to watch it and go, understand what's going on and laugh about it and have fun? Look, we're all competing for time now, and TV shows, other YouTubers, different people. So you have to go out there and you have to make something with some entertainment value, and that's what I try to do with every video. Excellent. Where do you see the sport of power paragliding going in the future as it progresses? It seems to have no real regulation except some rules under a Part 103 of the FAR. Explain, where do you see this going in the Marc Amenson eyes? Oof, that's a good question. Where do I see the sport going? Well, I really hope that it continues to stay unregulated, and I hope people stay safe. There's a lot of units being sold, and you just want to ensure that all the people that are out there are getting good training and staying safe as much as possible. Technology is going to keep getting better. The motors are going to get lighter. It's going to probably go to battery powered. Well, I see here on the website for Blackhawk, it has you listed as the state representative in an instructional aid. Describe a little bit about that. Does that mean that you work with Blackhawk or you're sponsored by Blackhawk? How exactly does that work out? For the fans that have been asking. Great question. Currently, the way that it's set up with Blackhawk, and I'm listed as their representative and instructional aid, and I met Mike and Heidi down at EAA. When I met them, I knew that, Mike and Heidi are just great people. Mike has put more into the sport, more of his life into the sport of power paragliding, and to help out the sport than anyone else out there, the products that he's developed. And you can get that understanding from talking to him for just minutes. Heidi is Heidi Lee. She's awesome. The sport needs a Heidi Lee. So the combination of those two, they were great to work with, and I loved the 125. All right. So who are your favorite YouTubers currently? Some of my favorite YouTubers. Who do I watch on YouTube? I'm always looking to just fix things or repair or learn things. For entertainment, it's like the Casey Neistats. I watch the Tucker Gott and Kyle O'Glee, and there's a couple other ones in there in the paramotor industry that I find pretty entertaining. But there's definitely a lot of people that are producing things on YouTube. But I'm always working on the computer, so I have something going on right next to me. And if I can learn about anything new in power paragliding or meet new people, then that's who I'm definitely going to be tuned into. And I'm always looking for cool new things to do, try, and definitely learn. All right, what are your thoughts on the whole Captain Kurt and Tucker ordeal? Oh, that's kind of funny that you bring that up. I just recently saw that video the other day, the one that you probably are talking about. And it's kind of, I understand both of their points. I really do. I understand where both of them are coming from. I side a little bit more with Tucker, agreeing that YouTube's not the place to put it. Just because you have a cell phone and you can do video, you don't need to put that out for the world. So we still all have our personal things, and when you use strong words the way that Captain Kurt did, we understand your concern, but scaring people like that is, I don't know. I love watching Tucker. I think he's got some great skills. So keep it safe, buddy, and keep rocking out. And we look forward to seeing you at EA and keeping the videos coming. So yeah, there's, as we look in the sport, there's a lot of this going on, but let's keep it all positive and have as much fun as possible. Yeah, that's my thought. I looked up some other YouTubers. What do you think about Woody? Oh yeah, Woody seems like a great guy too. He's got, I've seen a couple of his videos. His area to fly out of is amazing, right in his front yard. I mean, that's pretty darn sweet. Hey, this is something that we love to do, that we're most passionate about. That's why people are making so many videos. I mean, I could make videos of doing photography, I can make videos of doing woodworking, I can make videos of doing camping, anything like that. But this is what I love the most, so of course this is what I'm gonna make videos. I wanna look back at these in 5 years and when I'm 50 years old and look back and remember that this time was the greatest. I was flying, I was a pilot. Who would have ever thought that, I'd become a pilot? So I think it's good that everybody's making videos and having a lot of fun with it. Excellent. Well, right now we have to go to commercial, but we'll be right back with Marc Amenson in just a bit. Well, Marc, I think it's going pretty good. I'm really glad that you could come here today. Yeah, thanks for having me on the show today. It's not a real good weather day for flying. You can kind of see out there we had rain last night, so okay. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for taking the time. And 5, 4, it's national, right? National Vision. Back here again. Right. This is Rick Dipwall on Dayline, and I'm here with Marc Amenson, power paragliding pilot from Wisconsin. Marc, it's great to have you again. Tell us a little bit about what you have coming up in the future as far as videos and projects that you're going to be working on. Some projects that I have going on. I got a great idea. It actually came to me in a dream last night. So a paramotor video that I'm going to be making when the weather gets good. It's going to take a little time to put all together and piece together. That should be pretty interesting. More cross countries, and then the tips and tricks as I come across things now and then. And any new gear that I have, reviews is always cool. So if you want to send me free gear, any companies out there, I'll test it out for you. Send away. I'll definitely test Excellent. It. Well, I think it's very ironic that prior to getting into flying, it says here that you named your kids Maverick and Amelia. Now, those are kind of pilots' names, right? Did you know that you were going to be flying, or did you have interest in aviation before picking those names out? And would you allow your children to fly one day? Well, that's kind of funny. Yeah, before power paragliding, I've always wanted to fly. I thought it was cool, and the kids' names just kind of came from reach for the sky, pilots. It seemed cool, adventurous, things like that. But realistically, I had no idea that I'd ever be flying. This only happened as of 3 years ago, and the kids are 9 and 7, so you can see the difference in age there. But I thought flying was awesome. Like, I'd seen videos of the inside of the cockpit, and it was something you'd dream about. But how do you get into flying? Go to get your pilot's license, and helicopter, that's expensive. You got to own or rent a plane. I mean, I just didn't have any of that happening in my family or any connections like that. So when I found power paragliding, it was definitely intriguing to go, I can do that? Me? I can go up in the sky, and this is the cost of it, and this is how much space it takes up. So it was very high, very alluring. Once I started looking into it, I couldn't stop. And then it was just a matter of pulling the trigger and getting into it. 3 years later, 104 flights I think I'm at now. Everything's going spectacular. And I think about it all the time. I think it's made me smarter in a lot of different areas where I know the weather more. I understand. I've made great friends in the industry. And so it's been all positive. I like it a lot. And I'm on this TV show today. This is awesome. No, I think a question the viewers really want to know, does flying scare you? Is it scary to be up there? I mean, it looks like it, I'll tell you that. No. Yes. No. Yeah, it's a little bit scary. I've had times where it's scary. The more that you get into it, those fears go away. The taking off and the landing fears disappear because you get better at it. And I don't do crazy acro things like that, so I don't put myself in too rough of positions. But anytime you leave the ground, there's definitely a risk involved. But I try to enjoy it as much as possible, and I appreciate. Joe Hall told me a healthy fear is a good thing. So if you're afraid of something, it's for a good reason. It's self-preservation. But those slowly go away until you get complacent, and then you need to continually remind yourself to stay safe. And that's how to prevent accidents. Great. What words would you have for anybody that's looking to get into this sport, that's watching right now, that might be watching your YouTube videos, but that isn't into the sport yet, and they just need more information, or they're not completely sure? What do you have to say for those type of people?
Well, advice for people getting into the sport.
Myself included.
Definitely find a community of people. I'm sure there's a lot of people watching right now that are interested in the sport currently that aren't involved in it. So just keep watching the videos and then look for the unit that you want to get. I decided to go with a Blackhawk 125 after going down at EAA and checking it out and meeting Mike and Heidi. But by all means, they're all pretty darn good. So find out who you're getting it from, and they're all pretty good, and we should be thankful that there's people making these things right now also. I like Blackhawk. I like it a lot. They have a lot of motor selection. They have wings for everybody. They've really figured out this is the guy that we predict to be flying, whether it's the age or the weight, and then they give you the right wing, and they get you the equipment, and they encourage you to get to the right training locations to fly safely and enjoy. You don't see many people with Blackhawk rocking out, doing acro. I think we're all like adventure, exploring, going out to just cruise around, and you know, if you throw some steep bank turns once in a while, great, but for the most part, the first flight that you have, your heart almost pops out of your chest. It's the most exciting thing ever. And as I go more and more, it's the greatest thing. I feel like I'm on the TV show Planet Earth, and I'm getting to fly around and see these things. So that's really what I'm digging about it, and my advice to the new people getting into the sport.
Well, that's all the time that we have today. I'd like to thank my special guest, Marc Amenson from Green Bay, Wisconsin, who we're talking power paragliding with. Great, fascinating sport. If you'd like more information, check out his YouTube videos. He's got some great videos. The guy's making fun stuff and a lot more stuff to come. And he's going to be at EAA from July 20th to the 24th. So feel free to go in and see some flight demonstrations with Marc. And now I'm going to send it back over to the weather desk.